I'm with Maher Canawati from the Three Arches Company. Now, Maher, what is the Three Arches Company?
Well, the Three Arches is a company that sells all kinds of religious products to tourists coming to Bethlehem since the year 1975.
Now, you're here in Bethlehem, and Bethlehem is built on tourism. How is the tourism situation this year?
Well, this year is not as last year. Last year was a very good tourism year for all of the people in Bethlehem. But due to the fact of the global economical situation, we have felt this year in Bethlehem.
Do you think people think it's safe in Bethlehem? I know it is safe, but do you think people fear that in some ways?
Well, everywhere I go to conferences all over the world, I mean to say and tell people and explain to them that it is really safe. Bethlehem, we've never heard anything that happened to tourists while their visit in Bethlehem. You can check all history about that or all news agencies. There is no one incident where a tourist got attacked in Bethlehem. And we hope that others try to do the same, and as well as, but unfortunately there are some people that tell tourists that don't go into Bethlehem, that they might get killed or they might get robbed, but there is no reason to say such things.
Now, tourism mainly affects the Christian families here in Bethlehem. Why is that?
Well, most of the businesses that deal with tourism are Christian, Christian families were the pioneering in the business of tourism, in the manufacturing of products for the Christians. And actually, Bethlehem 20 years ago used to be over 90% Christians. But unfortunately, through the bad situation, within the past 20 years, we declined to 28% now.
Now, how many tourists do you get a year here in Bethlehem?
Well, I don't have an exact figure, but I can guess around 1 million tourists a year.
That's a good number. Now, olive wood is an important business, and are many products hand carved here, or are they just used by machine now?
Well, here in Bethlehem we don't have such sophisticated machinery where we can manufacture olive wood without using, without the hand carvings, without using the hand to carve the wood. So I can say approximately 70% of the olive wood carvings require artisans to put something into it.
Now, do you have a factory yourself?
Well, we deal with several families here that actually have the olive wood factories. One of the main factories we get the olive wood from, as I said, it's from artists. It's not anybody can just come and say, hey, I want to open an olive wood factory. They have to have talent. So there are two main factories that we deal with, which is Zakaria Brothers. So one of the best factories. They've been carving for the past 400 years, it's father to son. And also the Salsa family. They've been also in the mother of pearl and olive wood for over 200 years.
Is it easy to get the olive wood?
Yes, olive wood is a tree that we have in our country and also in neighboring countries. We, as far as I know, that we do import some from Europe, from Spain, Portugal, and Italy, and from some from Tunisia also, and from Syria. So we do get olive trees from all over the place.
Now, olive trees can actually be very, very old. Do you have any that go back to the time of Jesus even?
Oh yeah, there are a couple of trees that are still in the Hebron area, and we have some trees in this area that are over 1,500 years old.
Now, you also sell jewelry here. Is jewelry in the diamond industry very big here in the Palestinian territories?
Yes, actually one of the main activities that we do here at the Three Arches is we design jewelry and we manufacture the jewelry ourselves. We distribute the jewelry all over the country here and also locally in Bethlehem as well as in the United States. We have a huge distribution center for jewelry and for Holy Land artifacts and gifts in the city of Orange in California. Most of what we sell is olive wood or jewelry to tourists that come into the city, because they know that they can get the best deal. They're buying from the manufacturers, and most of what we sell is our design.
Now you're personally involved in the gemstone industry, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm the only GIA certified gemologist in the area. I got the certification from the United States, and I'm the only one here with the GIA certification. And also, it's like from father to son. My father designs many of the jewelry products and other products as well. But I'm specifically designing many of the jewelry items that combine the Old and the New Testament, and at the same time are meaningful. One of the designs that I have designed is the cross that opens up, the Jerusalem cross that opens up. Well, the Jerusalem cross has a beautiful meaning, and many people think that it is the Crusaders' cross, but it is actually older than the Crusaders. The Jerusalem cross has a great meaning, and it is the first Jerusalem cross that we know was probably the 4th century, and it has the meaning of that may Christianity spread from Jerusalem to the whole world. And the mechanism that I have created and put into this cross, this jewelry piece, the mechanism made the meaning of the cross into, live. So, such designs I always try to design with meaningful for Christians, Jews, and both together.
Now you also sell grafted-in jewelry. What is the meaning behind that?
Well, the grafted in is not a new design. It's actually older than the cross design. It was found on a very old pillar in the city of Jerusalem, and what it means is that it combines the fish, which represents the Christians at that time. The fish was used to show that these are Christians for the 1st and the 2nd century, before even the cross was used to signify that these people are Christians. And also the menorah and the Star of David at the same time, combining Old, New Testament Jews and Christians in the same.
Now you have perfumes here from Bible times. What kind of perfumes do you have?
Well, my father had designed, or it's not designed, he found it in the Bible, and he said, I want to bring it to life. Well, in the year 1994, he was praying, and the priest was telling the story of Maria Magdalena, when she poured the perfume over Jesus' feet, the spikenard perfume. And he approaches the priest and says, hey, where can I get this perfume? And the priest said, nowhere. It has been discontinued 2,000 years ago. Well, my father said, okay, let's look it up in the Bible, see what ingredients there were in the spikenard. We looked up in an old prayer book in our church here at the Nativity Church, and we came out with the ingredients of that perfume. So we put it together, and we've been selling it since 1994, and we've been tremendously blessed, and a lot of people have been blessed, and we have great feedback about this product.
Now you sell many biblical products, many of it's Christian and Jewish. What things do you have here?
Well, we have, and we try to have, everything that was mentioned in the Bible. And for us here, as Christians from the city of Bethlehem, we try to give the whole meaning of everything. For example, I have co-designed with Pastor Dr. Rick Cornell, a talit for believers in Christ. Now, the Christian meaning, the traditional meaning of the talit, so the Jewish meaning, was basically that people were covered with the law, and they were commanded to wear the talit with the tzitzit. Now, the tzitzit represent the 613 laws from the Old Testament. But for us believers in Christ, it has the completed meaning, which basically is that we are covered with the righteousness of Jesus Christ. We are no longer under the law, because Jesus Christ has fulfilled the law. So we try to give the completed meaning for each item we have. For example, the mezuzah. The mezuzah is a doorpost. For us believers in Christ, it tells you, like, enter this house according to Jesus Christ. and many more. You know, all items, we need to look at the whole story. We cannot just stop with the Old Testament. We have to look at it as whole, and this is what we're trying to do. We always try to develop products that make it easy for people to understand, for Jews and for Christians and all that.
It must really bring the Bible alive when you can actually see and smell these products in your shop.
Oh, definitely. You know, we have people here when I you know, when I welcome the tourists here in our store, and when I talk about the spikenard, they just come, hey, please spray it on my hands, spray it on my hands. So I smell this perfume every day, every single day, and I'm happy. I'm always happy to smell it.
Now, you're a Christian family. How long have you been a family here in Bethlehem?
Well, we are one of the oldest families here in the city of Bethlehem. Actually, the museum is named after our family. It's the Canawati family museum in the city of Bethlehem. We've been here for over 400 years, but even before the 400 years, we were very close. We were like 6 miles down. We came from the Tekoa Valley, which is actually Bethlehem right now, but at that time it was not Bethlehem. But for the past 400 years, we've been living in the city of Bethlehem, which is 1 minute away from the Church of the Nativity.
Now, many Christians are leaving the city of Bethlehem. What will help them to stay here in the land?
Peace. Probably peace is one of the main things that Christians and other than Christians too, and Muslims would need to be able to stay in the city of Bethlehem. Now, for us Christians, we need to make sure that we're not involved in anything but the peace, because Jesus teaches us to love others, to love our enemies, and all this, and we cannot deal with war. Now, personally, I was one of the Christians from Bethlehem who left the country for study. I studied in Germany. I got my first master's degree in Germany, and then after that came back to Bethlehem, got married, took my wife, and went to the United States, got my second and third master's degree in the United States, and decided not to come back to Bethlehem because the situation at that time was not so good. You know, the year 2000, 2001, 2003 were really bad here. So after I found out that things are going better, the economical situation is getting better, I decided last year to move back to Bethlehem, because Bethlehem has been always in my heart, and I would want to live and die in Bethlehem, because if all Christians, the original Christians, the Bethlehemites, leave Bethlehem, who is going to take care of the Nativity Church? Who's going to take care of our holy places? Who is going to take care of our Christian neighbors? You know, and unfortunately, the Christian community is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's basically peace and good economy would probably let Christians come back. For example, my cousin, who has been living in the United States, he came back 4 months ago. He opened a new business, and because people of Bethlehem, or specifically the Christians, they have an amazing connection with Bethlehem, with the city. You know, especially when you're not in the city. You know, when you're not in Bethlehem, everybody, when they know that you're from Bethlehem, so what you're doing here? Why did you leave Bethlehem? And it makes you think, right, everybody wants to go to Bethlehem, and you just left Bethlehem. Why is that? Why don't you go back and try and try to do something, try to help the peace process, try to help the economy of Bethlehem, try to help the Bethlehemites that can't leave Bethlehem, and that's why I came back. I want my kids to feel the same way I feel about Bethlehem, and I want them to be part of the community and to help Bethlehem.
Okay. So what do you want to see from the international Christian community for Bethlehem?
Well, I would like to say that the Bethlehemites, the Christian Bethlehemites, need the support from the international Christian community to be able to survive in this holy city. By saying support, it doesn't have to be money. I have one example for support. For example, many of the American groups come to Israel, come to the Holy Land, but don't come into Bethlehem. For some reason, I don't know what the reason is, but it appears to me that there are many different reasons the tourist would say why they did not come into Bethlehem. So one of the how can they support? Well, come into Bethlehem. By coming into Bethlehem, this is a statement saying that we care about you, Bethlehemites. We care about the Christian community in the city of Bethlehem, and we are Christians, and we want to support our Christian brother and sister in Christ. Yeah, and also I want to add that you really need to come and meet the people of Bethlehem, talk with them, and I'm sure that you will not regret coming into the city of Bethlehem. We need also the image of Bethlehem to be the best for everybody in the world. We want everybody, when they think about Bethlehem, they don't think about war. We want them to think about Jesus Christ, about the beginning of Christianity in this holy city. So I ask from the Palestinian leaders to try and change the image of Palestinians and Palestinian Christians worldwide. And this would be one of the most important things to do at this time.
Now you have a website for people who'd like to see all the beautiful product that you sell here. What's your website address?
Oh, definitely. We have a beautiful and active website. The name of the website is www.holylandshopping.com. It's all one word, holylandshopping.com. And also, if you have any requests or any special requests, we'll be more than happy to do those products or services within the city of Bethlehem.
Okay, Maher, thank you very much.
You are most welcome.